Hi everyone. What's the trend for CrowdStrike? If you're wanting to see technical analysis about this ticker, then keep on watching. Come to Remora TC to trade like a shark and not get eaten by one. Let's school together to protect and grow our money. 5 key points I want to make in this video. Let's review the weekly chart first. We'll then review the daily chart with the RSI. We'll talk about the trade setups, give you a quick disclaimer, and then review the targets for the trade. In this chart, you can see it's the weekly view. And for CrowdStrike, the data doesn't go back very far. This company only started on the Nasdaq in July of 2019. You can see here, though, price has been making this downward channel. It's been ping-ponging throughout. So here we are in 2013. The question then is, what does the daily view give us from an RSI perspective? Okay, here is the daily view. You can see the downward channel, which we discussed on the prior page. What's key now is to look at the RSI and the PPO. These are two useful indicators for when you have to do technical analysis and decide if momentum is changing one way or the other. You can see also some annotations I've made within the RSI. If it's a green line, then I'm showing bullish momentum. If it's a red line, then there is bearish momentum. Same thing applies to the PPO. What we need to do is focus on what price is going to do in this area right here. The main reason is, with this downward sloping channel, you can see price has bounced off of it multiple times over the past year, back to the start of 22. The question then is, how will price behave right there? Okay, so let's do a quick zoom in here, just kind of get a feel for this setup. What I want you to note very carefully is this upward momentum, which is diverging from price. Price is going downward, momentum is going upward. There should be a breakout. So you see that I drew this near-term resistance line. So let's go to the next page and look at the trade setup. I put some extra annotations on here just to give us a better idea. Let's look at a couple key lines. I'm going to annotate them here in orange. So this line here, let's make it a little bit wider. This line is resistance. You can see that price bounced off of it here, bounced off of it here. So the question is, what will it do here? Not only is it at this orange resistance line, but it's also at this 99.73 volume line. So that's a resistance support line based on peak volume. Additionally, there's a gap fill. Let's take a look at this gap fill opportunity. Delete some of these. The gap fill is right here. So when price sold down on this day, it left quite a gap. Okay, here's the gap. Now, big gaps tend to act as magnets for price action. So you can see that on this last trading day last week, Friday, it already filled this bit of the gap. What remains is this. That's about a 5% move. If we get a decent breakout from this downward trend line, then it's very possible that it will fill this gap. So maybe it'll do something like this. The bigger trade, though, is something that we'll have to discuss. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't play one on YouTube. I just like to share my technical analysis with people. But here's what it is. I'm thinking there's an opportunity for an 18% move from where price is as of last Friday all the way up to here. It may take maybe a few days, maybe through, let's see, it's only a 4-day trading week. So it's possible we may gap fill here, and then this will be for the rest of next week. Where would you put your stop? Well, if you're making profit, if you're in the green, I'd take some profit along the way up. But the question then is, where do you put your stop limit below? You've got two support opportunities. If price is above, right, if price has already broken through this 99.73, then this 99.73 is your first line of defense. Your next line of defense from a stop standpoint is this line. Okay. So if price breaks through the number one, then your next line of defense is this trend line. Okay. It depends where it comes down. So it could come down at around this 96 area or down to the 93.50, but that's your next area of support. If it breaks that, you've got a third area, right? So this line is your second, and your third area is this line here. Now, personally, I'm not going to wait for it to come all the way down to the third line. I'd probably set my stop at somewhere where the 2 is, okay, where this downward sloping trend line support is. All right, so that's my trade idea for you. It's a long idea for CrowdStrike. If you find this video useful, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and good luck with your trade.